Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It is Tuesday, February 6th, and it's a couple days after I just did the unboxing of the fondant, and I got off work at 3:30, rushed home. It's about 4:30 now. The sun's setting. I got probably an hour of daylight, so I'm gonna try and get some of that fondant on. So I'm gonna start on hive number 1 back here, so you will see that one first. If you remember a couple videos back, that's the hive that I opened it up and they were just really slow and sluggish, and even when I put some smoke on them, they didn't go down. So that's how lethargic they were. And I got into the hive and they had some honey in there, so I didn't add any sugar cakes to it. So I left it alone because I was anticipating getting some of this HiveAlive Fondant. So let's get in there, and I'm going to just get going as fast as I can. The ones that do have some sugar cakes in there still, if there's not room to scoot them aside, I brought a bucket with me with the lid, and I will just put them in there and I'll use them at a later date. Also, I want to point out this cool hat I got from my buddy Southern Food Junkie. So check out his channel. Oh, I need to take the sticker off of it. But yeah, isn't that a cool hat? So he does a vlog of recipes, Southern food. He does taste tests in restaurants around his local area. And he has another channel called Early Bird Farm SC for South Carolina. And he does a lot of farming type homesteading projects. He built his house a year or two before mine down there in South Carolina. He's got real sandy soil, but he grows a lot of trees. He does a lot of cool stuff with his trees, fruit trees, gardening, and all that. So if you like that kind of homesteading stuff, go check out Early Bird Farm SC. I watch all his videos, they're pretty good. And also he has an email that comes out about once a week, and he will have a recipe in there about Southern type cooking. And I've used some of his recipes, they're really good. My favorite is his refrigerator pickles, where you don't actually can it, you just use vinegar, water, and spices and make your pickles. And man, those are good, and I eat on those as long as I have cucumbers. But okay, with that, let's get going and let's get in hive number 1. Okay, here's our hive number 1. Get in here and see what it looks like. I did see one bee out front earlier. Yeah, there's one just flew off, so there's a little bit of activity, but not much. It's been a little cool. In fact, it frosted this morning, and I didn't get my ferns put in like some people were saying. Oh, I did come back and I did put sugar on this. I didn't think I did. I think my plan was not to, but I chickened out and came back and put it on there. Get you a close-up of this. Okay, so you can see they didn't eat a whole lot of that sugar, but they worked on it. They're working on it. They seem a little more lively than last time. So I'm going to pull off these 2 center blocks and put them in the bucket, and I'll put my HiveAlive patty right there. So I want to give them a little bit of smoke, get them down off of here. That smoke's moving them pretty good today. I bet they were just cold last time. Over here in this corner, I think they get more shade than the other hives. Well, they worked on that pretty good. I'd say this sugar cake's 2/3 gone. See how skinny it is? They've been eating it from the bottom side. I want to get this sugar off of there and get them on that HiveAlive with all the nutrients and get them really built up fast. This is a fairly weak hive here. Yeah, this one's the same way. It's really thin. Let go. Boy, she does not want to let go. There. So if you hadn't seen, I did a box opening on this, my last video. You might check that out if you haven't seen it. So I read a lot of the ingredients that are in here. So this has real fine sugar and their HiveAlive liquid mixture that's mixed into this with all the nutrients and minerals, and it really gives your hive a boost, and more so than just plain sugar. It's got a lot of beneficial stuff in there. So it's a plastic container, and it says to basically cut a hole the size of that logo out so the bees can get in there. And I got me a little Work Pro razor knife here. There we go. So this is a 2-pound, 4-ounce patty, 1 kilogram. Okay. So after some time, a couple of weeks, need to check this, and this will probably be gone. And if it's not, we'll leave it. But if it's, you may have to cut it some more to let it help them get into the corners. I don't know, but you'll have to remove this plastic, because they won't tear this plastic up and throw it out the front door like they do paper. At least I don't think they will. All right. So Hive 2 failed on me. That's the one that was the one that cold starved out on me. Going over to 3. I'm just going to go down the line and start adding these now. Actually, I'm going to do number 4 first, because all my stuff's sitting on 3. So those bees in number 1, they weren't too grumpy. That's good. It's a little bit overcast now. And I was afraid, you know, they would be all grumpy. So this hive does not have a shim on it. So let's try one without the shim and see how this will fit. If it will fit. Because that's one of the things they say, it's really thin. This hive is medium heavy, so it probably doesn't need fed, but I want to get this on here anyway to get the benefits from it, from the nutrients. I should have cut this before I took the lid off. It cuts real easy with this razor knife. All right, there we go. See how well this will fit. So it's going to block this hole, so I'm going to move it. Let's see, I'm going to move it like that. And I'm going to cut towards the center so it'll be closer to the main cluster of bees in the middle. And then that hole won't be blocked so bad. For ventilation, so your bees get ventilation through this hole and out through that little notch there. So if you cover that hole up, that's really not going to work. You really need a shim. I got like probably 1/8 of an inch, and that's going to let pests in there. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this, and I'll come back and shim it in a little bit. Let's see, I'm just going to do the ones that I have a shim on. This one does. It's just a little too thick for that inner cover, the way they're designed. I'll cut this now. So this hive feels okay weight-wise for a single. I'd say it's probably on the medium side on its weight. But look, the sugar, they've totally consumed it. Which to me, that's kind of strange because they have honey. It feels like they do. And all the bees are right here, as you can see. I remember when I went through this last time, I said this one really should be in a nuke. One thing I could do, but I'm not going to do it right now, is I could center these bees up so when spring gets here and the flow's on, they'll just build out. Well, it's coming apart pretty easy. I may go ahead and center them. Yeah, see, there's honey right there. This is a full honey frame. This one has some liquid in it, a little bit of pollen, so that's a little bit of food. This one's fairly empty, so we'll put that on the outside. And same here. Go ahead and clean this up. We'll go ahead and check this and see if there's any brood, since we're in here this far. And that's like their last food store right there. Last food store that's close to the bees. There's a few more bees on here. There's pollen. This is pollen. I'm going to start looking for my queen now. I ought to see a little bit of brood, but not much. Yeah, here's some brood right here. Capped. And there's our queen right there. Where did she go? There she is, right there on the corner. So we need to come back and mark her last year's color. What is last year? Green? Or is this year green? I can't remember. I just looked it up a couple days ago. Already forgot. This is got a lot of pollen and honey. There we go. I'm going to take this one, scoot it over one, and I'm going to put this honey right there next to them. And on this side, and put these empties on the outside. Got to clean that propolis off so you can get them all in there. So this is the hard part when it's cold, is sliding them all like that. All that propolis built up along this ridge. So this one's got a little bit of food in it. I'm going to put that empty one to the very outside. There we go. Since they ate all that sugar, I'm going to give them this patty, and I'm going to put that sugar that I took off that other in here, because they seem to be consuming it. Okay, we'll do a couple more for the video, and I think you'll get the gist after a few here. It is kind of neat to go into a hive though and look in it actually for the brood and all, and the queen. So the temperament on those other hives were not bad either. So that's good. So we're feeding this one as well. That made them a little grumpy. So they consumed almost a whole block right there. I'm just gonna set this on top of that other. I thought I'd cut this one on the back so we'd have our pretty HiveAlive logo so the bees can read it and know what they got. And they'll go, HiveAlive. Okay. Next one's right here. I don't think I have enough shims to do all my hives at once. That's weird, it's sticking to the top. Uh-oh. Just tore a hole in my guardian bee suit. Bummer. These things, of course I made that, but ouch! I got stung on the butt. How'd he get in there? Ah! I have to tighten my belt. Oh, that's why they put propolis, or there was propolis on that, and it stuck to this inner cover right there. They ate most of their sugar. So a hive that's got a lot of population can consume a lot of food. That's why they starve in the spring. Yeah, this hive don't weigh much at all. So that's all that's sustaining them right there probably, is that sugar. So since I'm probably not going to do some of those heavier hives that didn't get sugar, I'm going to double up on this one and give it 2 if I can fit them. I may have to take that off of there. This is hive 19. So these actually cut better, easier on the front, because on the back it's got that seam. I got a feeling this hive is going to take this down fast. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something else with that sugar. Let's think about putting it in that feeder. I think I will, because a hive this strong could go through all this and run out of food. And if it's warm enough, they'll go down in there and get that. So this week I've been thinking about ordering some more Wildflower Meadows queens. And man, they're expensive. If you get 10, it's $41 each. You can get like 6, what is it? 6 for like 270, something like that. And I'm wondering, well, if I spent $270 on queens, that's 27 bottles of honey I'd have to sell. And are those queens going to increase my production enough to cover that? And I think they do well like that, but I don't know. So this inner cover here is one I built. No, it's not, because it has a pretty hole. Anyway, it's taller on this side, so I could flip that over and that's going to fit. The only thing is my hole here, my vent hole, is going to be down, which is probably okay because this is a strong hive. And before I do that, I'm going to scrape this propolis off so I don't get it on my bottom of my lid, because it'll stick later on. And in the summer, when you go to take your lid off, it'll be stuck to this. So this will get that off of there. So I got 3 in a row right here. There is a bee climbing up my leg. Dart on that one right there. So now I've got a freed up shim that I can take over there to that one, number 4 there. So yeah, I just had a bee going up my leg. One thing I noticed, when it's cooler outside, bees tend to like crawl on you more. See lots of bees in there. They kind of start festooning up, making their little bee chains when they got that extra space. So you got to watch these. When the nectar flow starts, they'll start building comb up in this, and you don't want that. It's just going to waste their resources because you're going to have to take it off anyway. See how they're all up in here. This hive here is a little more grumpy than all the others. But you can see they took down most of that sugar in the middle. So I think it's a fairly strong looking hive. It's a medium to light. So I'll move this out of the way. So that big box holds 15 of these. And I've gone through about half of it, seems like, after I pulled these 3 here out. So one box is good for 15 hives, or if you want to double up, a few less. You notice I've got liquid feeders here, so when it does warm up or in an emergency I can get some liquid in here. But you don't want to feed liquid this time of year. It's still getting too cold at night and they'll go in there and drown. But I do keep little sticks in there, floaties, for if they get in there they'll have something to get up on and they won't be stuck. I need to get I bought the wood inserts and the little ladders and the rubber bands so I can get them put in there and do those the correct way. I'll go ahead and cut these now while I got this handy. Let's see, this is number 10. I try to put bricks on there so I know which ones I've got the feeders on. This is a very weak colony. Look at that, that's all they've got. So I'm gonna pull all this sugar off and give them just the patty. So they made it this far through winter. I wonder if there's if this is queenless, or the queen, you know, it may have been really weak going into the winter, but that's not enough bees to stay warm. Get all them off of there. They need everybody they can get. I want to bust in here, see if we find us a queen. This may be a queenless hive. I'll start on this end, it's the closest to it. There's not dead bees in the bottom, so they're not dying off in big chunks like they had a big die off from the freeze. They look healthy, there's just not many there. Not seeing brood. I think we're queenless. So even in winter you will have a few bees hatching out to maintain the population. This is the biggest area where we would see the queen if she's in here. And I see no queen. I don't remember this cluster being that small last time, but it probably was, and that's just my memory. Yeah, no queen. This hive is queenless. No brood. So what we can do, the one that I said should be in a nuke, I can take these bees and move them right into there, and so that's a win-win. They get the benefit of these extra bees, and then these bees will get a home with the queen. I'm going to do that tonight, but I'm going to do this hive right here, and then I'm going to end the video. I don't think I'm feeding this one. No, I'm not. We'll get down here to number 15 on the end. This has the Saracel special bottom. The guy from Saracel in New Zealand sent me an email, and I thought they might get here this week, but he's sending me some new design of those, and he said he fixed the corners. So I'm not sure what that means, but we will check it out when they get here. I'd say this hive's about a medium weight hive. Not a lot of weight to it. Oh, this is the one I put the whole sugar feeder on it, so I'm not going to mess with that. At least not for now. Okay, let's go around the corner and we'll find one. Yeah, I see 1, 2, 3 bricks right now. And I got my nukes down there. Overwintered 10 frame nukes or double decker 5s. I will definitely get some on those. Yeah, overwintered a nuke in winter when we had some really severe 0 degrees for a couple days. But winter ain't over yet. Don't be counting my nukes before they hatch. So yeah, see, this isn't very strong either. They're all on that side right there. This one I put the hardware cloth towards the bottom. I don't know why. Some I put to the top and to the bottom. So it's got hardware cloth so you can make this a whole solid feeder. And you just fill this thing up with the sugar instead of making little cakes. You just make one big cake, just like that last hive you saw. Except it wasn't completely full. But that will hold a lot of sugar if you fill that up. There's not a lot of bees in there, I see, either on this one. All right. If time permitted, I would get in there and do a queen check on this one too. But we need to wrap this video up. Okay, this one's going to get the vertical brick. Means come back and check it. It's got a problem. So yeah, I bet all those bees are in the top. There's not a whole lot, and the bottom's probably empty. This might be queenless, so we need to check that out. So yeah, HiveAlive Fondant patties, man, check them out. It's good stuff. I hear a lot of good things. People say their bees build up really good on this. A lot of vitamins and minerals and nutrients in this. It's better than just plain sugar, and they're nice and flat, and I like the way that cuts off nice and easy. So that's the end of the video. Hope you liked it. Wintertime beekeeping is what you got to do. Don't ignore your hives. Just because you see bees flying in and out, you think it's all good. Go grab the back of your hive, test it, see how much it weighs. If it feels very light, you need to get something in there. Get you some sugar, get you some of these HiveAlive patties, whatever you need to do. They're going to starve. They need this to stay warm and to survive, take care of the queen, and build the brood. There's no pollen in this, but they do have pollen patties. You saw my last video, they did send some pollen patties. So you want your bees to brood up about 45 days before your strong nectar flow. So eggs laid, it's out, and it's a bee in about 30 days, another 15 days. It's been in there a while, so you're going to have your forage crew to go out and get the nectar. When it's really heavy, that's when you want your hive at the strongest. So yeah, HiveAlive patties, I really like them. That's the end of the video. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.